Hey everybody, welcome to the Combat Cooking Show. My name's Jacob, and today we're going to be making New England clam chowder. The reason I like to cook from home is because it's a lot easier, it's a lot healthier, and it's simpler than you think. So join me today, and we're going to be showing you how to make some New England clam chowder. Alright, so we're going to start with 6 slices of thick cut bacon, and you're just going to chop it up into little even strips here, and that's what you're going to use as your base for a fat. And then you're going to put it right into the Dutch oven. Guys, this recipe calls for 3 medium russet potatoes, and you want to get them cut into even slices. That way you got a good even cook on everything. So, alright, so next we're going to have 3 to 4 stalks of celery, depending on how big the celery is and how much you actually like. And what you want to do is you want to take them right down the middle here. Rip a line, and then just finally chop these little guys up. And those will be going in when we add the onion. Alright, so next we got 1 whole white onion. And what you're going to want to do here is you're going to take the tip, cut that off, on the edge here, cut that, and just kind of peel it open a little bit, get that first layer off. And you want to keep the end with the root on, that way everything stays intact. You're just going to discard this, your little trash bin over here that you got already set up. And you're going to come in here, make 1 slice that way, give it a quarter turn, 1 slice this way, and then kind of come through. Then come through here, and you've got a nicely chopped onion ready to go. Alright, the last thing we have to chop up here is parsley, and I like to go through, peel the big stems off, so you're not trying to chew on those. And then you come through and just give it a rough little chop, nothing too heavy. And that's it. Alright, so let's talk about the type of clams we're going to use today. So we're going to have 3 cans of the chopped clams. These are made by Bumblebee. And then we're going to have a 8-ounce can of the whole baby clams. And make sure you guys go ahead and save all the juice in these because you don't want to lose any of that. That's part of the clam chowder. Okay, guys, so your last ingredient is going to be 1 8-ounce bottle of clam juice. Alright guys, so the first part about combat cooking is you guys got to make sure you have your proper service rifle. So, with that being said, in case there's any aliens or intruders, we're going to go ahead and set the M4 over there, and then we're going to get started with the bacon. So, what we want to do, light up our stove here, set it to a medium to medium high heat, and we're going to add a little bit of avocado oil. Just enough to get the bottom of the Dutch oven kind of coated here. Not too much because the bacon's going to go ahead and make its own grease. So we'll get that thrown in there. And we want to get that nice and crispy. Alright guys, so we're about halfway through here with the bacon. And I just wanted to talk to you real quick and let you know why we created this channel. So the dishes we're going to be making for you is stuff that I missed while I was on deployment and stuff that I was able to eat from around the world. So we're going to take kind of that and incorporate it into the channel, and with your feedback we might be making some stuff that I've never had before too. So let us know what you think. Smash the like button. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Alright guys, bacon's done. Time to pull it off. So what we're going to do is you want to make sure that you keep as much of the grease in there as possible. We're just going to take this, put it into a bowl with a napkin, and then as soon as we're done here, we're going to start adding our celery and onion, and we're going to cook those until they get soft. Alright guys, so now it's time to add our onions and celery. We want it on a medium heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dump our onions in. Mix those around, let the bacon grease give them some love. And we're going to dump our 4 celery stalks in there. You can use 3 if you want, though. And then we're going to come in and we're going to hit that with a 50-50 of kosher salt and fresh ground black pepper. What about a good pinch? Throw that around. And that's it. Stir it occasionally, and you just want them to start sweating. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add our potatoes in. All right, guys, so it's been about 5 minutes. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take about 2.5 tablespoons of butter. Throw it right in there. And then we're going to take our potatoes and let those start softening. And then we're going to come in and we're going to put the lid back on for our Dutch oven, kind of let them steam a little bit. All right, so it's been about 4 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to come in, check, and stir, make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottom. And you want these potatoes to get nice and soft. Not like mashed potatoes, but soft like soup potatoes. Put that back on. All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check on our vegetables here. Usually it takes about 15 for those potatoes to start softening up and everything. And then as soon as we're done here, we're going to hit it with some flour, about 2 tablespoons. Flour's a thickening agent, and nobody likes a thin chowder, anything thin. You know, just ask your, well, you get the point. All right, guys, so we're going to check our potatoes and the rest of our vegetables one last time. This is pretty much a base for most soups or stews or anything that you really want to do, and it all depends on, you know, what direction you want to go. This could make a really good potato soup. This could make a beef stew. This could make a, you know, broccoli and potato soup. Add some shredded carrots, add some fresh chopped broccoli. You know, you could go limitless with this, but it's all up to you with what you want to do. So once these potatoes are fully softened, which they're not quite there yet, we're going to go ahead, we're going to add the flour and get our base going. All right, guys, time to taste the potatoes. Perfect. All right, guys, our potatoes are soft, so what we're going to do is we're going to add about a half a tablespoon, or teaspoon actually, of thyme. Get that in there. Spoon, mix it around real quick, and give you a nice, good little aromatic texture to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to take 2 tablespoons of flour, kind of sprinkle it around, cover those vegetables, cover the potatoes. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more. Why not? And then you want to mix that in really good, because that's going to be kind of a bonding and thickening agent between these vegetables and all of the liquid that we're about to put in. And the first liquid that we're going to put in is none other than some Coors Banquet. We got that right here. One can. And then we're going to come back. We're going to hit it with a little bit of clam juice. Shake it up. Get that goodness in there. We're going to crank our heat up. We're going to get it on a medium-high heat. We're going to stir this around. We're going to let everything get nice and thick and good. That flour is going to get mixed in. And the reason why you want to put that flour in, mix it in with the vegetables, that way it doesn't get all clumpy and nasty. You see it's already starting to thicken up. We're going to bring that to a boil. And then we're going to take that and we're going to bring it back down to a simmer. We're going to let it cook for anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. That clam juice is going to give you that good base flavor of clam for the clam chowder. One more thing I want to add is, you guys want to make sure you taste this throughout. You don't want to, you know, sit there and just add salt at the end, because you're not going to get a really good flavor profile. So that's going to need more salt. It's got a good clam taste, but it needs a lot more salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, fresh cracked sea salt. We're going to put that in there. We're going to mix it around. And like I said, we're going to bring this to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, we're going to cut the heat off, put the lid on, and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. All right, guys, so what I did here was I went ahead and separated all the clams and the clam juice. And then we've also got our heavy whipping cream here. Normally I like to make my own bread at home, but didn't have time today. So what I have here is some bake at home artesian bread. So what we're gonna do, cut that open. I've already got my oven preheated at 375. I've got a pizza stone in there, and we're just gonna pop that in there right onto the pizza stone for 7 to 9 minutes. And then it's ready to go. All right, everybody, it's time to check our chowder real quick. And it looks perfect. This is exactly why you want to use the flour. It's nice and thick and creamy. You know what? Let's go ahead and test this real quick. Oh man, that's good. A little bit of salt and pepper, because we're going to add some more clam juice from the clams that we separated. And we're going to go ahead and add our parsley and our heavy whipping cream. So let's throw the parsley in real quick. Mix that around. And then the clam juice is going to kind of thin it back out, but the whipping cream is what's going to thicken it back up. So don't worry about it getting thin. I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit. And then the clams are going to be the last thing that goes in. And make sure you stir this cream in really good. You're going to want to almost bring it back up to a boil. That way that cream works really good. So put that lid back on. 10-15 minutes, should be boiling, and you're ready to go. All right, so it's been about 8 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and pull the bread out of the oven here. God damn, that's hot. All right, 1 and 2. And you always wanna let your bread set for about 1 to 2 minutes. So go ahead and get that turned off there. And all right, guys, so we're at the home stretch. We're gonna go ahead and check this. It's starting to thicken up really nice, but what I want you to do is go ahead and leave that lid off the rest of the time. Crank the heat up just a little bit, medium, high. And this is the time where we're gonna go ahead and add our clams. Now, the reason why we waited till the very end to add our clams is because these things are already cooked. You don't want them to turn into rubber, end up tasting like shit. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add these in. You don't want them to splash everywhere, so go ahead and pull them out nice and slow. And this is gonna taste bomb. And then give them a good stir. Get them all incorporated in there, and just let it do its thing. Let it boil a little bit, give it about 10 more minutes, and we're ready to eat chowder. You're gonna have Jake's Bearded Clam Chowder. All right, guys, it's been about another 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and check this for one final flavor check. We wanna make sure we got enough salt and pepper in there. I know we've been adding it throughout, but with any type of seafood or soup, you wanna make sure you check your flavor. Oh man, that is freaking awesome. But we want to add a little bit of salt and pepper here. So I'm going to take the 50-50 salt and pepper, get a good pinch. And just since it's seafood, I'm going to get some really good fresh ground sea salt in there. Mix all that in. And this is going to be heaven in your mouth. All right, give it about another 10 minutes. It's gonna thicken up really nice, and we're gonna be eating. All right, everybody, time to slice the bread. So what I like to do, instead of sitting there slicing it, getting a tiny little slice, come in here, cut off that end, and then get about a good ½ inch slice. And then that is what you're going to dip into your clam chowder. And we're going to sit there, we're going to do the same thing. When we come back, it's going to be time to eat our soup. All right, guys, we're done. So this is Jake's Bearded Clam Chowder, and this is the consistency that you really want right here. It looks beautiful. So this is one of the dishes that I was missing the most when I was deployed to Iraq, and I'll tell you what, I'm ready to eat. So let's get this thing ready to go, and it looks awesome. So clam chowder, a little bit of butter melted in there, favorite hot sauce, a little bit of the hot sauce. Top it off with some of that bacon that we cooked earlier. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be awesome. Come in there, a little bread, you're ready to go. That's better on fucking emerald.